Hey YouTube, Satoshi Matrix here yet again bringing you another video. If you've imported a Super Famicom, you know that despite its beauty, it has a problem. It won't play North American games by default. It's not the number of pins problem, the systems are pin compatible. The problem is that the outer shells for the game cartridges do not correspond to each other. The North American games have a much wider shell than the Japanese cartridges, which have an actual curved shell. So because the North American cartridges are longer, this means that North American games aren't designed to fit into a Japanese Super Famicom, even though they share the same number of pins and therefore are completely PCB compatible with each other. Now, I showed you guys a while ago how you can get around this by removing the screws and then simply inserting the PCB bare, but that's kind of messy and it's not really ideal, and yeah, it's a temporary thing, and you don't want to be handling PCBs. It's just something that, you know, proof of concept. Today I want to show you guys something I picked up that I think is really cool. It's right here. This is a South Korean Super Famicom to North American game cartridge to Super Famicom adapter. What this will do is you can plug in a large North American game and put it in the top, and then plug this into the Super Famicom, and it will play the North American games. It simply acts as a pin adapter to go from to fit into the Super Famicom to fit the much larger shell. Then you can see right here, the outer casing fits the Super Nintendo, where the Super Famicom fits in, or this fits in right into the Super Famicom. So, yeah, I picked this up on eBay from South Korea. I have no idea what the writing says, so if anyone knows Korean and can translate that, I'd appreciate it. I don't know if this would be better. Yeah, maybe that's better. Anyway, to take a game, simply plug it into the top. Now you'll notice that it has these little tabs here. That means that this thing was actually also compatible with a North American Super Nintendo, and you don't even need to mod it to remove the two tabs on either side with a screwdriver or something. But yeah, so let's plug this in, and you notice when it goes in, it remains flush with the system, completely flat, and you can pop the game out. Oh, that was a bad idea, but yeah. So I'm going to be showing you guys a few Super Nintendo games that are problematic on these sort of adapters, and show you how this adapter performs. So turn on the TV. First is Donkey Kong Country 2, which is, like a lot of other rare games from around 94, 95, has an anti-piracy measure that happens if you plug it into certain devices that thinks it's copying the game, like illegally or something. So let's see if this boots up. And there you have it. Let's go to the first stage. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, Super Nintendo, running on the Super Famicom. Alright. Check that. It just pops right out. Real easy. Okay, next. Earthbound. Earthbound has an anti-piracy measure which makes the game very unfun to play by filling the entire area of everywhere in the game with numerous enemies, so much so that it can cause slowdown. So let's see how this performs. As you can see, there are not numerous enemies around already. So, Earthbound is running as it should. Alright. Next, how about the Super Game Boy? I have my Hong Kong copy of Donkey Kong in there. Super Game Boy running Hong Kong Donkey Kong on a Super Famicom. Yeah, game's dirty, I guess. There we go. Well, the game is just dirty, but rest assured, yes, it does work. I'm not going to bother, just for the sake of argument, prove it. Mario RPG. Mario RPG has a special code where it checks to see if the system is authentic and won't run on 99% of Super Famicom clones. But since this is the original Super Famicom, it's just a pin adapter, it runs perfectly. Pull that out. Lastly, here is Tales of Fantasia, a Super Famicom game. So, how does this handle regular Super Famicom games? Of course, plugging in a Super Famicom game into a Super Famicom hardly needs the adapter, but just to prove it works. And there you have it, Tales of Fantasia, Super Famicom. Lastly, here is Star Fox 2, a reproduction cartridge. This is to prove that the Super FX 2 chip works perfectly. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, that's this little adapter. Put that down. In order to get it out of a Super Famicom, you need to pull it out manually, since the eject slot pulls up on these little tabs, and that's what pushes the game out of the top. This is actually a really quality device. It's something I'm really glad I picked up. Excuse me. Well, that'll be it for now, so thanks for watching.